Former Bachelorette contestant Josh Sider came out as a transgender woman for 5 entire months. Through Instagram, millions would inevitably have to see Mr. Sider dressed in woman attire, full glam makeup head to toe, wearing a dress and sometimes heels to complete the look. He would take us through a journey on his experiences, living life from a female perspective, the expectations, pains, benefits, all of it. Although Josh maintained his manly features with his full sleeve tattoos, facial hair, and the rest, he still insisted he's a woman and no one should question it.
I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby.
It's a woman's world, and you're lucky to be living in it.
So I want to talk today about the elephant in the room that women don't like talking about, but we all think about: having a bulge. Having a bulge doesn't magically make you a man. Having a bulge doesn't negate your womanhood. A lot of us women still have our bits and pieces, and that's okay.
All right, well, that turns out it was all a bit. Sider's plan was to expose how gullible the progressive left really is, and it worked. Mr. Josh Sider joins me tonight. Josh, bravo. Your social experiment, it was a great success. Many people, including myself, applauding at your, quote, bravery coming out as a woman. Well, I went back and forth. I was like, is he legit? Is he not? I really can't tell. I had to talk to a couple people about it, but you got me. But one person who was at Megyn Kelly, she wasn't too fond of you. She says you are mocking women, but hopefully no hard feelings, because you've self-admittedly said, Josh, it's all a social experiment. So I need to know, what was it like doing this every day for 5 months? Did you have any help? Was there someone to pick out your outfit, do your makeup, or are you like self-made?
I did have someone to help with my makeup. I picked out my own clothes at a thrift store up the street, so I would just try to get the worst looking clothes possible. And put those on to kind of see how far I could push the limits of this. But I did have someone that would apply my makeup every day and usually do my nails. But by the end of it, I was able to paint my own nails.
Oh, wow. I mean, I can't even paint my own nails. Good on you. Did you have like a vision? Were you like, I want to look like this person? Or did you just let whoever did your makeup just go haywire?
I basically said, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
They'd say, well, how do you want to look? And I said, just make me look womanly. Which was hard because, like all trans women, I'm a man pretending to be a woman. But I kind of just let them do whatever they want. And I think they did a good job.
I mean, honestly, you kind of had fun with this. I think that's why I stuck on your ride for so long. I would send them to my boyfriend. I'm like, he cannot be for real. Like, this person is, the second I saw you, what was it, Trans for Palestine, I'm like, there's just no way. Something like that, like, it just doesn't exist. But I mean, he's just going at it out of left field, every angle, trying to hit, all of it to see what he can get away with. So I have to know, how many people did you let in on this secret? Was your family and close friends aware of it? Or did you have to just do this all by yourself and the makeup artist?
Well, it helped because I have a small circle to begin with. So I only have about 4 or 5 very, very close friends. And so, yes, they were aware of it. And then a couple very close family members. Aside from them, nobody else was in on it.
Did they approve of what you were doing?
My close friends did, because philosophically, we both agree that the trans movement is a threat to women and to children. And so they were totally on board with it and wanted to expose it for what it is, which is destructive.
And that is true. I mean, but at any moment, I don't know, maybe some DMs that you got, people texting you, I mean, close friends, I mean, strangers, any of them. At any moment, do you think that those on the left, were they finally able to realize what they believe and support in is just utterly ridiculous? I mean, we're not saying that gender dysphoria doesn't exist, but we are saying, and what you said, Josh, is you just simply cannot throw a dress on and fake eyelashes and then proceed to call yourself a woman and just demand everybody around you to do the same.
I think it might have turned that little light of logic on in their head, but the pull of cults is very strong. And make no mistake about it, the trans cult is a cult. And so, although I'm hopeful that maybe it opens some people's eyes that, hey, we're all just men cosplaying as women, I wouldn't be surprised if most are too brainwashed to be able to understand that.
I mean, so clearly your videos, I feel like it was a catalyst. It put you in the middle of like the social media, culture wars craze. Did you have any like opposition media reaching out to you, trying to get a quote on like, why are you doing this? Why are you harassing the trans movement? But you're really trying to convince people, right-minded people that listen, it's not that trans don't exist. It's just that you cannot just, again, simply put on a dress and just call yourself a woman. I mean, there is mental illness and then there is just mocking women. And when we talk about right now, Josh, like sports in America, like literal biological men, trans women joining sports, it's actually not cool. It's not fair. And these crazy moves to try and make that a thing and happen, it's just such a disservice to Title IX. It's a disservice to women who work their butts off really hard every day. So is there any way that you were somehow in the media trying to just calm the storm and you're like, listen, I'm doing this for a good cause?
Yeah, there were some people that reached out to me, actually conservative outlets, and I told one of them, they said, can you please just tell me, is this a social experiment? And I did say off the record, yes, this is a social experiment. So I think some people understood what was going on and that I was trying to expose it for how ridiculous and absurd it is.
Do you ever, I mean, this is a ridiculous question. Do you ever fear like what you just did? Do you fear that nobody is gonna like, I don't know, like date you after this? Or like, okay, he crossed like a weird line that I don't know if he's able to bounce back from.
I think the people that everyone should be afraid of is the people that are seriously putting on dresses and going into women's restrooms, in locker rooms, in sports, and stealing scholarships from women. If I have to throw on a dress for satire and to expose something, that's one thing. But I think the people that everyone should be afraid of is the ones that are earnest about this and the ones that are mentally ill and that are in restrooms with their daughters and wives. Those are the people everyone should be afraid of. And if what I did means I don't get a couple dates, I'm fine with it. So it
I'm sorry.
bother me.
I'm looking at the B-roll as you're talking, and it brings back the core memories of how good all this was. I want to know what's next for you, Josh. Do you have maybe a podcast coming out, or you're obviously going to go on a bunch of more interviews? I'm not the only special person that gets to have you. Are you going to be an influencer in the political movement, like a Riley Gaines kind of figure? What's next for you?
Yeah, so I was lucky. My videos racked up over 116 million views
Wow.
so far on Instagram. So I'd love to just use this momentum to continue the conversation. I started this because I was tired of there not being a dialogue around the fact that there are men invading women's spaces. And so I hope I opened up a dialogue, and I want to continue that dialogue as Josh, talking to people about this issue.
Did anybody from Bachelor franchise reach out and condemn this? Because they love to, I stopped watching it a long time ago for obvious reasons, but I mean, they love to really get into that like racy kind of stuff and pull it apart. Did anybody privately message you?
No, they didn't. I also stopped
Shocker.
watching as soon as they started casting people based on DEI requirements.
Fair.
And so I'm not interested in it anymore. But no, nobody contacted me from the show. It's probably a good thing.
Darn. No, that would have been so great. Okay, I think that's it, Josh. Well, before you go, can we get a goodbye, everyone, in the Josh Sider way?
Bye, everyone.
I love it. Oh my God. The best thing ever. The best thing ever. Josh, great to have you on. Keep doing what you do. Take that 15 minutes and run with it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, good to talk to you.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live. OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.